Spotify has decided to change their payout and royalty business model starting in 2024. And a lot of producers and artists are really confused on what this means. So I want to break it down to you guys. For those of you who don't know me, I'm VaughnBornFamous, singer, songwriter, and producer. And I'm really into the music business side of things. I like to help out artists.
Peeling out the dealership is so big you can hide in it. Coffee trying to catch this man, they probably need some challenges.
Spotify's plan to roll out a new royalty model has came out last week, and I think ever since then, a lot of artists and everyone is going crazy. So I wanted to make sure people understood what it meant and what these DSPs do, whether you're an artist or not. Spotify is deliberately going to now filter out who they believe is a legitimate artist to who they think is just dropping music for fun every week. Let's be honest, it's a proven fact over 100,000 songs are uploaded on Spotify every day. More than 3 million songs a month. But not everyone is listening to these 3 million songs. Without people picking up your algorithms and liking your music, Spotify doesn't share your music. The only way Spotify wants to keep your music playing on the DSP is by constant engagement. People not shutting off the app, people not swiping up off of Spotify. So if they can play your music consistently and keep a Susie and an Adam on the app for hours consistently, this is music that they will share. For a lot of us independent artists, it's hard for us to get a grasp and get our music to that point without thousands and thousands of dollars in marketing. And this is what Spotify's plan is, and it may be able to hinder some artists who, like I said, do this as a hobby and don't consider themselves legitimate artists, or some do consider themselves legitimate artists and just can't get the fan base and engagement they need. Starting in 2024, these artists will see the numbers and the decrease in these royalties, and here's why. The first changes in their business model is the minimum length noise of a track. So what this means is not for your regular composition of songs, but you have to imagine there's a whole bunch of different kind of songs that get uploaded to Spotify on a daily basis, from dog anxiety songs to just leaving your house unattended. So like with these playlists and these songs, some of these producers are putting out 45, 50-second tracks. But you gotta understand, on Spotify, in order to get paid for that play, somebody has to listen to that song for more than 35 seconds. So a lot of these producers are taking these hour-long sessions out of Pro Tools and these hour-long songs, and they're chopping them down into maybe 120 different single versions and uploading them into Spotify. Spotify is going to cut that out. They're going to increase the minimum length that a song needs to be listened to, and they're also going to increase the length that a song needs to be in order to get paid on your royalties.
That they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
So the second business model that Spotify is changing in 2024, and what's driving everyone crazy, is the minimum threshold for streams in order for an artist to receive their royalties. In the past, it doesn't matter if somebody listens to your song 2 times or 8 times, you respectfully got your royalties that you were supposed to get before those plays. Now Spotify is giving it a threshold. If you're an artist that's just dropping music every Friday and you're not putting the work behind it, you're not putting the money behind marketing, it's not going to go anywhere, and 9 out of 10, you're not going to get the royalties that you think you're going to get when you're signing into your 90 Masters, your CD Babies, and your DistroKids. You're also not going to get the royalties you think you're going to get on the other websites where you can collect through third parties, because you haven't hit the threshold on that song, and Spotify will not release the royalties until you do. There's a lot of pros to this, and there's a lot of cons. I think the cons are for, when I first heard the news, I feel for the independent artist who's really just coming out and exploring this music world and really doesn't know. Maybe it may take a certain artist 20, 50 songs to finally hit and understand the music business and how to market that song. And this is totally gonna kill it. I know when I started doing music personally, for me, when I got royalty checks in the mail, that was like something that gave me more motivation and confidence to keep going into the studio and knocking out songs. It gave me the inspiration to stay involved. You know, music is a very discouraging business when you're not at the top and getting played on the radio every day. Pros to it, like I said before, 100,000 songs get uploaded to Spotify every day, 3 million songs a month. It's clearly oversaturated. Anybody can drop a song and put it out tonight in the next couple minutes. I really think this will filter out the working artists from the bullshit. So there is a pro and there is a con. It all matters of where you are on that scale and where you're gonna get caught as an artist and what you're trying to do as marketing. If you remember YouTube, they did this years ago. Everybody was dropping anything they wanted on YouTube and it was easily being monetized. All of a sudden, we all got the email that said within the next year, you had to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time to even start getting paid on YouTube. What Spotify is doing is really no different. So they're making sure that if you're gonna come on their app and drop and upload things on their DSP, that you're gonna actually put the work in. So in the essence, Spotify's making artists learn the music business.
Wax on, right hand. Wax off, left hand. Wax on, wax off.
The third business model that Spotify's doing that's going to change in 2024 are fines for fraudulent plays or streams, which to me, I think is super impactful. Right now, the major labels and all the major artists that everyone loves and listens to every day, they're paying for maximum exposure and bots to play them on these apps so they can automatically go into the charts and they can get the recognition that they crave. The problem with this is it hurts the independent artists at the end of the day. You have to remember, a lot of people like to think that they get paid per play, but it's really a big pie, and you're getting whatever piece that you can conserve. So if people are playing your music compared to the Drakes who are getting millions and millions of dollars out of the app, of course they're satisfied with their thousands of dollars, but Spotify is actually only paying them for the time that people are listening to their music. So when these major labels spend millions and millions of dollars for bots to come in and play their music and listening to their music, it actually kills it for the independents, because we can't compete with that. We can't compete with billion-dollar budgets for bots and automatic plays all across the world. So I think it makes it a fair game, and Spotify has been very, very strong, and they say they're gonna put hefty fines on people. Not only hefty fines, they'll be suspending accounts. So at the end of the day, you'll really see who the working artist is once again. And it should always be about organic reach. When we upload our music to United Masters and your CD Babies, they get paid for those little royalties, whether the song got 2 million streams or 40 streams. So this will also affect a lot of administration fees for these apps. So you can expect maybe your subscriptions to drop music for us artists to drop music on these apps will increase. You can expect the premium subscription for the listeners to also increase. Just recently, Spotify increased their premium package from $1 for their listeners, and they literally went in the magazine and said no one complained. So they might just do it again.
I feel the need.
So overall, the 2024 Spotify business model, it bothers me for the independent artist who's starting out, who doesn't exactly know how to claim all this money. It's gonna mess him up, because if he doesn't hit that threshold of plays, his music will essentially never even matter and won't help him to continue to keep making music, if that makes sense. Like I said, the pros of it are, we're gonna get rid of all the oversaturation on these DSPs, and us working artists will maybe get more appreciation. Spotify says in the next 5 years, due to this business model, they'll be able to make an extra $1 billion in revenue for the actual working artists, which means artists that are actually putting in the time, getting the organic plays, and making the revenue that they need will make more money, which makes more sense. And the people who take music as a hobby will just have to get out of the way. Tell me what you think in the comments.